Hello, my name is Ayan, and welcome to this bedtime story, designed to soothe your soul as you drift into a deep, restorative sleep. Tonight, join Thomas, the Wanderer, on his journey of discovery and renewal. As you listen, let your heart open, your body relax, and allow your mind to journey alongside Thomas. Take a few deep breaths and let us begin. Thomas awakens abruptly, his head having fallen back onto the wall behind him. He glances around, noticing other early morning workers, still lost in sleep. Perhaps it was just one of those hypnic jerks, he thinks, or maybe he hadn't fallen asleep at all.
Thomas's daily commute into the city is long, stretching from his quiet flat in South London to the bustling heart of the city. He often finds himself in moments like these, grateful to find a seat, using the quiet moments to reflect.
Thomas works as a program manager for a small but respected software company. He's been with them for nearly 8 years, surrounded by colleagues he enjoys and a boss he respects. Yet each morning as he approaches the office, he feels something in his gut, something that doesn't sit quite right. Today, however, something new happens. Thomas's boss interrupts his work gently with a proposal.
Thomas, I'd love for us to get to know our team in Athens a bit better. I'd like to send you there, to meet our clients in person and build something lasting. For the first time in a long time, Thomas feels excitement flutter in his chest. He eagerly accepts. His mother was born in Greece, and he's always felt a yearning to see the land of his ancestors.
That night, Thomas begins packing immediately, calling his family to share the news. He can barely contain his excitement as he looks up at the stars, thinking of the journey ahead. After a week of anticipation, Friday finally arrives. Thomas takes one last look at his flat before heading to the airport. On the train, he admires the lush green landscape of London's outskirts. The sun is shining, and the blossoms mark the arrival of spring. As the plane takes off, he watches the earth below, feeling the pull of adventure as he soars towards Greece. Thomas's flight lands by early afternoon, and he arrives at his guest house, which sits within a short walking distance of Athens' ancient ruins. His room, with a view of the Acropolis, fills him with a sense of awe. Stepping onto the balcony, he breathes in deeply and lets out a sigh of pure content. Over the weekend, Thomas immerses himself in Athens. With no map or plan, he allows the city to guide him as he meanders through narrow streets, markets, and winding paths. Reaching the foot of the Acropolis, he feels as if he's traveled back in time, recalling stories his grandmother used to tell him about ancient Greece. He feels a quiet peace he hasn't known in a long time, a reminder of the simplicity and presence he longs for.
Monday arrives, and Thomas meets his clients, spending hours discussing projects and ideas. Though he's grateful for the connection, he can't shake the feeling that his heart is elsewhere. After the meeting, he returns to his guest house with a quiet but growing sense of yearning. That night, as he gazes at the moon over Athens, he remembers family nights beneath the stars and feels nostalgia for those simpler times. The moon seems to lull him into a sense of calm, as if reminding him that life, too, can be as peaceful as the quiet night. Returning to London, Thomas senses that Athens has a...
He arrives on Ichthus, where the mountains meet the sea. He finds a small guest house and quickly forms a bond with Maria and George, the warm-hearted couple who own the place. Together, they share meals and stories. They show him the garden where they grow their own herbs and produce, and soon Thomas is learning from them every day. Weeks turn into months as Thomas learns to cook and cultivate, immersing himself in the art of slow living. He recalls memories of cooking with his grandmother, and it feels as though he's rediscovering a part of himself. One night, he dreams of a long table under the stars, filled with family and friends, all sharing the food he's prepared. In the dream, he feels a deep sense of purpose, a calling to nourish both people and the earth.
With clarity in his heart, Thomas knows his path. He decides to return to London, filled with newfound inspiration. There he launches his own catering company, blending his passion for cooking with a commitment to sustainability. Over time, his company flourishes, and through his work, Thomas shares his journey, bringing the taste of Greece and the warmth of the earth to every plate. As Thomas's story ends, may it bring you a sense of peace and connection. Let yourself drift off, feeling grounded by the world around you, knowing that, like Thomas, you are always welcome to explore the path of your heart. Good night and sweet dreams.
As Thomas's story ends, may it bring you a sense of peace and connection.